Ever since I can remember, my parents always asked me if I was interested in going back to Korea or learning Korean or eating Korean food, and I just never really had any interest in Korean culture. I've always been so satisfied and content here with my family in the States. But then in 2009, I graduated from university down in Nashville, Tennessee, Trevecca Nazarene University, and the job market was horrible at that time, and I had applied in so many places and couldn't even get an interview. And so I heard about this program through Korean Nazarene University and applied, and they asked me to come and be an English teacher. So in January of 2010, I flew over to Cheonan, South Korea, where I started my job as an elementary teacher. During that time, I was just enjoying Korean culture and never really having any thoughts of birth family or search or anything like that. But my parents here in the States were always encouraging me, like, you're so close to Seoul, you know, why don't you go up and look at your file? So at the end of September 2010, my parents and I were able to go to Seoul and visit the adoption agency. While I was there, I was able to read through my file and learn all sorts of things about my first 6 months of life that I'd never known before. And the last page of the file was the family registry, and most adoptees have no information about their families. However, my family registry was full of information. Mom, dad, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa, all of their full names and the equivalent of their social security number. So the worker at the agency was just really surprised. She said, we never see this, and it would be really easy for you to do a search for your birth family. And I was so shocked because that's not anything I had ever considered. But after discussing it with my parents, we decided to go ahead and initiate search. A lot of people ask if the first meeting was really emotional, and it really wasn't. Everything happened so fast. But we were able to meet on October 1st, 2010, and I met with a translator with my family for the first 2 hours, and after that I went home with them and stayed the weekend. My little brother goes to school in China, so he flew in from Shanghai for the weekend, and I was able to stay with them and meet them and learn all sorts of things about them. I lived in their home that weekend, and I was in Korea for another 4 months. So every weekend I traveled about an hour and a half one way by train to see them. And right before I came back to America, I lived with them for 3 weeks. It's been a real miracle watching everything unfold over the past year. I think one of the most amazing blessings has been watching my two families interact together. Of course, they haven't been able to meet in person yet, but we've had several Skype dates with my two families. Of course, my brother or I will have to translate, but they are both so thankful to each other, and they're really looking forward to the chance to meet in person. We're hoping that my family in Korea will be able to come here to the States within the next few years to visit. So I've just been so amazed by watching everything unfold in my life the past year, and I'm really thankful for the experience that I've had.